We'll be going live soon. To sponsor a show or advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media. Melo Media. Melo Media. Stay tuned as we will be going live soon. To sponsor a show or advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media. Melo Media. Melo Media.
Welcome to Melo Media live on Facebook and YouTube. My name is Gabriel, Elias, Banda, UNZASU President, also known as Special Counsel. So today on Melo Media, briefly, talk about the agenda for the UNZASU 2021-2022 team, as well as talk about critical issues such as sanitation and accommodation on campus. Remember, this is Melo Media live on YouTube and Facebook. To kickstart, let me just give you a brief introduction about myself. So like I said, my name is Elias Gabriel Banda, Melo student, and then I'll be proceeding to my final year of study and preparing myself to fight Ziale. As you may be aware, as we're getting into prayer and fasting to ensure that if there'll be one, I'll be the only one who fasts. As you may be aware, UNZASU means University of Zambia Students Union. The core mandate of UNZASU is to promote and safeguard the welfare of the students. And in this regard, we are still planning for a few good number of projects which are intended to, promote and safeguard the welfare of the students. As the 2021-2022 team, we want to change the narrative from mere advocacy, where we just talk about student allowances or breaking people's properties. We want to move into real-time capital investments. And some of the areas of focus for us as a union is we want to partner with various government ministries, such as the Ministry of Livestock, the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Green Energy, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, Ministry of Sports, Youth and Child Development, as well as the Ministry of Education. Some of the real-time capital investments that we are planning to set up is we want to set up a poultry house. We want to engage in poultry farming. Our vision is for the union to be able to produce about 6,000 birds a week. I said 6,000 birds a week. So producing 6,000 birds a week is not a joke. And as 2021-2022 UNZASU team, we are not joking. We want to show the country what the University of Zambia can do, and want to be the first student union to be able to produce 6,000 birds a week. We are yet to engage Zambia as a partner, Hybrid as a partner, to ensure that we set up what is needed for this vision to be realized. And I think as a team we are excited that we want to change the narrative, and so we want government to be aware that this is a plan which the union has to be able to produce 6,000 birds a week. In this regard, we also are planning to engage in full-time fish farming. As you may be aware, there's a lot of money in fish farming, and as a union, it's also one of the perspectives that we have to engage in fish farming. And in this regard, we as a union have started the initiative of registering a cooperative, and the name of suggested name is UNZASU and Alumni Multipurpose Cooperative. It's called UNZASU and Alumni because it's a cooperative that belongs to the students, and therefore the name UNZASU. And alumni because we want the alumni as well to bring their resources on board so that we are able to generate enough income, enough revenue capital to start our huge scale investment. Like I said, our vision is one of our vision is to produce 6,000 beds a week, as well as to engage in real-time fish farming, and therefore we'll need all the stakeholders on board. So these are just among us the major projects which we have. We still have a lot of projects which are ongoing, still at the planning stage. One of the other projects which we have is we also want to supplement government's effort. You know, as you may be aware, government is the largest sponsor of education in this country, and therefore it is our aim as a union to ensure that if we invest in huge capital projects, then we'll be able to generate enough revenue to ensure that those students that are on self also have a fair share of the proceeds of UNZASU, apart from GRZ sponsored students. This is Melo Media, live on YouTube and Facebook, and my name is Gabriel, Elias. Banda. To continue, we are now going to move to the critical areas which we have to discuss today. Just highlighting the facts on accommodation crisis on campus, as well as just highlights on sanitation on campus. So to talk about accommodation, as you may be aware, UNZA has about over 26,000 plus students, you know, racing against about 3,000 bed spaces. And that's the reason why in your admission letter in first year, you note that it is clearly stated that being admitted at UNZA is not a guarantee of being accommodated. Why? Because the available bed spaces cannot support the number of students that we have, and therefore we have a shortfall of about 23,000 base spaces. This is a critical crisis that we're in terms of accommodation, and we've seen that government and management have engaged in construction of more hostels at the university. We've seen the vet student hostels, although they've been in a stored state for years now. We don't know what's really happening, and as a union we are concerned, and what we've done is we've engaged the Ministry of Education. As you may be aware, in January the Director of Planning, Ministry of Education, had stated that the vet projects would be completed by end of this year 2021. However, we only have a few days to close, and so it is our duty as a union to follow up on really what is on the ground. How much money is needed to ensure that those hostels which are at about 65% completion rates, how much money is needed to complete them. Our vision as a union is to ensure that before students open next year, at least one or two of those hostels would have been completed, so that at least we start covering up the 23,000 accommodation crisis gap. Remember, this is live on Melo Media, Facebook and YouTube. Let's jump to sanitation on campus. Wow. Like I earlier stated, we have about 3,000 plus bed spaces on campus, racing against a population of 26,000, and then the available base spaces on campus. In terms of sanitary facilities, the number of toilets and bathrooms, we just have about 1/4 of the number of bed spaces, and so it's not balancing. It's not balancing. Having 1/3 of the total number of bed spaces as sanitary facilities is not enough, especially that not all the sanitary facilities are functional. You know, this calls for serious intervention in addressing the sanitation issue. And as a union, we have been receiving complaints from the students that some hostels actually have one toilet, one bathroom working. Other hostels do not even have a toilet or bathroom working. And it's a serious concern. You know, it's a healthy hazard. And as a union, we are planning on hosting a few fundraising venture. One of the fundraising ventures is to host the Republican President, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, as 7th President of the Republic of Zambia. And we are praying and hoping that by hosting His Excellency, you know, we can be able to raise enough money to address the sanitation issue on campus. We consulted with resident engineer's office at the university, and you know, he highlighted that the university we need about 2 million to address the sanitation issues. So that will mean that it's renovating the toilets, the showers, replacing the kittens, as well as the taps, you know, the cisterns and all that stuff. So we need about 2 million to renovate, to do all that maintenance. And therefore, it's our hope that once we plan and approach His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Zambia, our father, for a fundraising dinner, that, you know, he will respond positively and accept to be the guest of honor. As you may be aware, the president is an alumni of the University of Zambia, is an economist by profession from UNZA. Therefore, as UNZA, we are proud of our president, because we know that the material which UNZA produces is incomparable. Other projects that we have in order to raise money, we also consulted RE, just within the confines of maintenance and sanitation. In terms of maintenance, how much we need to renovate the library. You may be aware, fellow students, that the conditions in the library, we don't have, the aircon is not working, the sockets are not in good shape, and therefore we will need also some money to do renovation. And we are hoping that once that fundraising dinner is realized, where we are planning on hosting His Excellency, the President of this country, that the proceeds of that fundraising dinner will also be used to renovate the main library at the University of Zambia. Remember, you're catching us live on Melo Media, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Elias, Gabriel Banda. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for watching. To sponsor a show or advertise, call or WhatsApp 0763 593 288. Melo Media. Melo Media. Melo Media.